يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي.
Can I start first by just saying, look, I got nothing against Muslims. I know there's a video out there and they're calling me Tommy Robin Singh and I hate Muslims. I don't, I have a particular experience throughout my life that has made me harden my views a little bit. I'm up for talking to Muslims and maybe softening my views. But coming today, you made me harden my views more. I've been accosted 5 times by Muslims to stop talking and conduct my business. I'm a grown-ass man. If you can't physically tell me to do it, you can't mentally tell me to do it. No Christian has done it and nobody else has done it.
Okay, I want to add to that very quickly.
Also, online, I've had so many comments about me calling me a raghead.
Yes,
I want to say to the Muslim brothers, your prophet was the first one to wear the turban. Do not call me a raghead.
I agree.
Yeah?
I completely agree. I read some comments online, in most cases by a lot of Muslim people out there who are commenting and saying very disgusting things about Raj. Okay, no, it's not Muslim behavior. No. This is why I'm against it. I am against that behavior. It doesn't matter who we have a discussion with, who we talk to. One cannot use that language again. Me and myself and Raj had a very decent discussion. We had a very good discussion. We were very civil with each other. We had a very fruitful discussion, in my opinion, and we will continue today. So I want to appeal to people out there that when you watch these videos on YouTube, do not use, if you want to criticize, use civil, decent language. Do not use, and I would like to also clarify that Raj went down to some of their level, and he also wait, Raj, let me finish. He also started using disgusting language, and it doesn't suit Raj. I expected better from Raj, that he shouldn't have gone down to their level and used the same language. No, but it's
you
not.
You troll me, okay. I will troll you back.
But so I would like to clarify, anyone in the future, please, on my videos, on my discussions, do not leave disgusting comments. If you want to criticize, give us structured criticism so that we can build upon it rather than ignore it. We're going to ignore or delete all of these disgusting comments. So be civil, be decent. We don't want Raj to think that this is what I get from the Muslims. No, I know a lot of people out there are upset. They don't like what Raj was saying, or they don't really fully appreciate the way Raj was not agreeing with your views, but that doesn't mean you can insult him. So we will start with a discussion. So we will start with a discussion. Our discussion will be on Indian history.
Can I just? Last week I came here incognito. I didn't wear my turban because when you wear a turban, you automatically start to be questioned about your faith. I'm not here to talk about Sikhism, but about Indian history. Yeah, one of the things was that I spoke about Indian history and the Mughal.
I'll hold it.
Sorry.
Yeah, carry on.
I spoke about the Mughals, and I exaggerated a bit of the figures, I admit that. Not exaggerated, but I had a misunderstanding about the figures. I'm going to rephrase those figures, and I think they're more in line with what the truth is.
Okay.
So for me, between the 10th century until the 18th century, in Mughal India, 300 million Hindus were massacred, or Sikhs.
Right, okay.
300 million.
Okay.
Now, the premise of this talk, I'm going to clarify one thing first, and I want you to be completely honest. One of the things that...
What centuries are you going to discuss?
Today, because the next one's too complicated, between the 10th and the 16th.
And you're saying Mughal period?
Yeah, the Mughal period.
That's not the Mughal period.
No, but you had Timur and you had all these other people coming in.
They're not Mughals.
Oh, no, but hold on. Oh, not Mughals, but Muslim conquests. Muslim conquests.
Yeah.
Or
they can't be heard in the mic, so carry on.
We won't say Mughal, but we'll say Muslim conquests of India. One of the things I want to kind of sort out straight away here, because I was actually really offended. A lot of things you didn't say that offended me, but one thing you did say that was really pissed me off, I'm going to sorry about my language, is that in my opinion, you are denying one of the biggest holocausts to ever happen. Yeah? Okay. And I will call you a Holocaust denier of the Indian Holocaust, truthfully. I can like you, but I can call you a Holocaust denier. Now, I want you to clarify one thing and then we can move on after this. I said to you, 300 million people died or massacred over a 400-year period, which is wrong. You said no. I then said, what about 150 million? You said no, not even 100,000. Do you still stand by that?
Did I say not even
I've got it
100,000?
on video. I can take it out.
You're talking about Aurangzeb, right?
No, we're talking about the Mughal Empire.
Okay, then we had a misunderstanding. I was talking about Aurangzeb.
All right, but you didn't say that on the day. So I'm going to go by what you said on that day, yeah? Now, I just want to clarify something. So, just so that anyone that watched that video, and has misunderstood him, I'm going to give you...
Wait.
Hold on, I'm going to give you...
Before we start, you mentioned a few things. You said you want to talk about this. You want to talk about the Islamic conquest.
You said give me facts, so today I've come with
Wait.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Let me talk, please, Adnan. Adnan, please.
No, I'll let you talk. But we have to have a structured discussion. Okay, but before we proceed, we need to establish the foundations.
I need to just refute this one section.
Wait. Before you do that, we need to establish foundations.
We've already established foundations.
So you don't want to talk about Sikh history.
No, what I've said to you, I'm trying to refute what you said last week. It was a very damning
But
statement.
are you speaking as a Sikh? Are you speaking as a Sikh?
Human being?
As a human being?
I'm not defined by my religion like you guys.
Okay.
I have a more kind of nuanced way of life.
The reason you hate Aurangzeb and
No, we're
Wazir
not
Khan
talking about
is
Aurangzeb,
because
okay.
you're a Sikh, right?
Not because of that. You're trying to do red herrings and trying to distract me.
No.
Let's go back to your comment. Hold on. Let's don't try. It's beneath you to do this, yeah, because you're a really great debater. Now, he said last week, I got it on video, that not even 100,000 people were executed in Mughal India over a 400-year period.
People can go and check it.
Can everyone look this up on Google? Timur, who was a Turkic conqueror and founder of the Timurid dynasty.
He was not a Mughal.
Hold on. From 1398 to 1399, yeah, in the book there's a book,
Okay.
a memoir.
Wait. You can. But can you stop at that point and so I will respond and then you can carry on.
Let me say,
So you want to throw 100 statistics at me?
No statistics.
Okay.
It's just saying.
Okay. Can you stop it?
Hold on.
Can you stop at it and then I'll respond?
No, let me talk first.
No. How long are you going to
You
talk?
can't dictate how I
How
speak.
long are you going to talk?
It'll be 2 minutes.
Let's time it. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, so this is in the memoirs collectively known as Tughz-e Timuri. These are your collections. In them, he vividly described probably the greatest gruesome act in history. Yeah, they said that on the great day of the battle, these 100,000 prisoners. You said there was not even 100,000 prisoners. Could not be left with the baggage, and that it would be entirely opposed to the rules of war to set these idolatries and foes of Islam at liberty. That was their saying, yeah. In fact, no other course remained.
Where did you get that from?
This is from Tughz-e Timuri, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a memoir, yeah, of Timur.
Okay.
Yeah, an official memoir. Hold on.
Tuzak Temuri.
Yes. So, in fact, no other course remained, but that of making them food for the
And
sword.
where is this?
Whoa.
Where is this? Where is this
Timur
anecdote
Point,
about? Where is the geography?
You said no, not even 100,000.
Wait, Raj. Are you going to read 50 pages and then respond? No, one by one. So one by. Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that?
30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Timur thereupon resolved to put them to death. He reclaimed throughout the camp that every man who has infidel prisoners was to put them to death, and whoever neglected to do so should himself be executed, and his property given to the informer. When this order became known to the guys of Islam, they drew their swords and they put the prisoners to death. 100,000 infidels, impious idolaters, were put to the slain.
Wow.
Mulana Nisiduri, the Ummah, a counsellor and a man of learning, who in all his life never even killed a sparrow, now executed 15 of his idolatrous Hindus.
Right, okay.
Now, can you now say that there was at least 100,000?
Okay.
All right, you can see.
I'll come back to that now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, dear
That was
friends.
in one day.
We want your sources.
First of all, when Raj started, he said, "I want to talk about the Mughal history from the 10th century to the 16th or 18th." Okay. Firstly, the Mughals only governed. The Mughals only governed for.
You need to understand. This is the UK. We stand where we.
The Mughals only governed India from the 16th
I rephrased that. I said the Islamic conquest.
to the 19th
I
century.
said the Islamic conquest. I rephrased it.
So now he rephrased it,
I'll rephrase
and
it
he
as
went to Timur. Was Timur one of the Islamic conquerors? No.
He was either.
I'll explain to you why. Timur, when he talks about killing infidels, or in Tuzak Temuri, for example, you see when you go on Google and pick up quotes from X, Y, and Z without context, without studying the historical background, you will always make mistakes. I'll tell you why. Okay? Now, Timur was a Central Asian conqueror. Timur was very deeply inspired by the tradition of Genghis Khan. Timur wanted to be more of a Genghis Khan than a follower of Islam. Why do I say that? What did Genghis Khan do? Genghis Khan, he completely decimated the eastern civilization of Islam from northern China to Syria. 10 million people were killed by the Mongol armies. Okay, now Timur,
Where is your source?
David Joe. Okay, the Mongols, David Morgan. The book, I'm giving the references they don't want to hear. They don't want. David Morgan, the Mongols. The book titled "The Mongols," David Morgan. That's my reference. Okay, don't worry. You're not gonna be disappointed on references with me. I don't need a paper. I don't. I don't. You Googled it. Google is not going to help you. It's gonna land you in a big pit. Okay, wait. But that's why you hate Islam and Muslims. That's why you hate Islam and Muslims, because you're Googling everything. Okay,
you have no knowledge.
So
admitted by yourself.
So I'll continue with Timur. Who did he damage more? Timur, he attacked Central Asia, and the people he was fighting were all Muslims. Let me explain. Timur fought a war against the Ottomans, and he captured the Ottoman Emperor Bayezid, the Thunderbolt. He's also known as the Thunderbolt. Bayezid was captured by Timur. The Ottoman Empire almost fell because of Timur's invasion of the Ottoman territory. One. Number two, when did Timur invade India? And in what year? What year was it?
What, Timur?
Yeah.
Between 1398 and 1399.
Thank you. Correct. Good. Let's talk about Islamic conquest. When did they start? They started.
So
do you want to talk about Sindh? You want to talk about Sindh also?
Can I go first here?
Yeah.
I'm going to start with from 1001. There was an Afghan ruler, Mahmud al-Ghazani. Is he Muslim?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Very good Muslim.
We can say he's Muslim.
We say very good Muslim.
Now, do you believe in the book, the Tariq-i-Yamani?
I don't know how you pronounce it.
It's done by his secretary. I butcher Arabic.
Where is the word?
So I'm not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, Tariq-i-Yamini, because his title was Yamin al-Dawla.
Do you believe in that book that is authentic?
Let me answer your question. Not a single Muslim history, starting from the Middle Ages to this day, is 100% authentic. There is no historical document from the day one, from the histories written by Herodotus, the Greek historian, to this day is 100% accurate. There are inaccuracies, there is anachronism in them, and there are exaggerations.
So can I read the bit then, and you can correct whether you think it's an anachronism?
Let me address the earlier point I was making with regards to Timur. If you study the history of Timurlane, also known as Timurlane, you will come to realize he caused more damage to Muslims than anyone else. If you want to call him an Islamic invader, an Islamic ruler, or an Islamic activist, a great Muslim, a good Muslim, like a lot of people call ISIS today, good Muslims, a perfect embodiment of Islam. I'm giving this is you can ignore that.
Just be honest, was he Muslim? Because you said before he's not Muslim.
He was a new convert to Islam. His father,
right,
okay.
He's admitted it. All right, fair enough, good. Can we just move forward now?
Okay.
So the 100,000 I said before, which you denied and said he wasn't Muslim.
No, we were talking about Mughals, Raj. Can we?
We were already established.
We were talking about Mughals.
We just established
last week.
There.
Okay, first, let us.
Can we rewind? Did we not establish, just as we started, we're talking about Islamic conquest?
No, you keep using that 100,000 number against me. We were talking about Mughals at the time. Mughals only governed for 3 centuries.
I'm going to get the video. I'm going to play it where you categorically said not even 100,000 Hindus
by
were slaughtered.
By Aurangzeb.
No, you didn't.
By Aurangzeb.
Do you want me to get it? Shall I play it?
Do you really want to play it?
Yeah.
Play it.
Okay. Let's play it.
And see what we were talking about. Go on. Play it. No problem.
So
everyone's going to have to wait until you play.
So just so that we can kind of move on. So we're not. I'm just not just looking through this. We're going to make sure the actual discussion is
the problem
about
is
the Islamic conquest.
When you throw a point at me, have the patience to listen to my response.
I know, can I just say...
Because my agenda in this is to educate people. Right. My agenda is not to win a debate against you. I don't care about winning or losing. I really want people to have a good view of historical narrative, and how history is studied and how it is interpreted, right? So when you throw a number at me, be prepared to hear the answer. And if you don't like my answer, ask me why my answer is the way it is, and I'll tell you where the references are. You can go back and check. Last week we were talking about Mughals in particular. You didn't come out with this Islamic conquest idea.
I know what you're trying to do. It's a very clever tactic, but it's not going to work.
I don't need to be clever.
Because the Mughals were Islamic.
You know, people watching us out there, they're not stupid.
I'm
they're
very
not
disappointed
stupid.
in you,
If I'm
Adnan.
trying to be clever, they will know I'm trying to be clever and I'm trying to manipulate things. Let them decide. Let them decide whether I'm being manipulative. Let's talk about facts.
We don't. Give us an example. When we said to you, you guys are mass murderers because of the money.
It's a very long video, Raj. People can go and
Right,
watch
so
the
basically,
video.
if you go to, what is it? Was it a misguided Sikh? A very, very, very lovely title.
No, just say Adnan and Raj.
Yeah, Adnan and
Speaker's
Raj,
Corner,
misguided
Adnan and Raj.
Sikh. Or was it the insincere Sikh or the fake Sikh? I don't know now. You know, the Dawa channels are amazing at titles. They're actually hysterical, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're right.
The thing is,
You're right about
I think
that.
you guys need to grow up because you shouldn't be kind of. You're making yourself look really, really petty.
But Raj, you're the
so can I just say
Raj,
something?
you're the man who's commenting disgusting things
Because
in the comment section. I'm reading your comments and I'm
Can
thinking,
I-
is this the same Raj I spoke to? The gentlemanly,
Do you know what it is?
the loving and compassionate
Adnan,
Raj. In one sentence you're saying I love Muslims. In the next sentence you're expressing
I know.
extreme hate.
Now what
this is just. It's
what
like.
it is-
Yeah, is this the same person typing
Now,
both these comments?
What I say, I love
Yeah.
Muslims.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. They're so angry all the time. And so I write stuff
do I
like
look
that.
angry to you now?
I know, but it's just a joke. If you troll me, I'm going to troll you a million times back.
Raj, why do
the
you-
Sikhs are
Raj-
like the Sikhs are not like
Raj, my
Christians.
videos get, like,
Sikhs are not
sometimes-
like Christians. I'm going to fight back a million times worse.
Raj,
if you chuck a bomb at me, I'm chucking
my
a nuclear bomb.
videos get thousands of
I know,
hits
but I'm
on
not
daily basis.
I'm not
If I start to
pacifist.
respond to every single comment, I will be
Can I
dead in
say
a
something?
week.
Yeah, I'm so thorough. I've actually responded to every single comment. I'm just that type of person.
No, Raj, you will exhaust
I'm sorry,
yourself.
I don't.
You will exhaust
I never
yourself.
get bored.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You don't know me.
But
That's the
coming back to our
problem, yeah.
discussion,
I'm a very petty person
Taimur,
when
very
it comes to
quickly,
that. Yeah,
Taimur, very quickly, the numbers and the people he killed.
So he's Muslim. Did you say he wasn't
If you
Muslim?
wanna-
Let's just establish
Okay,
that fact.
Taimur was a Muslim king
Oh.
from Central Asia,
Do you rewind it back?
and Taimur was a Muslim king. His father had converted to Islam. He was a very new Muslim with very little knowledge of Islam, and he was following the tradition of Genghis Khan. Taimur was more of a follower of Genghis Khan than the Prophet of Islam. Why do I say that? Now ask me to substantiate my claims and qualify my statements. Taimur, when you look at his actions, he devastated at least 2 Muslim empires, if not more. Let me give you an example. He devastated the Ottomans, capturing the Ottoman emperor in the battle, okay, and putting him in a cave, making an example out of him. Then Taimur attacked Damascus. He attacked who was in Damascus? Who was Hindus? Christians? Who? Muslims. Muslims were in Damascus, and one of the greatest scholars of the time, Ibn Khaldun, who is one of the greatest historians, was inside the city. And when Taimur, his tradition was when he could capture a city, and if it resisted, he would massacre the entire population, Muslim or non-Muslim. He didn't care about anyone. He was a plain killer. He went to India in 1398. He invaded India, and the Sayyids were governing at the time. The Sayyid dynasty was devastated or decimated by Taimur the Lung. Okay, so when you bring out quotes talking about Taimur killing infidels, you're obviously picking and choosing. You're being dishonest about history, like a lot of Islamophobes. I'm not here, you're saying Islamophobe. I'm not saying you are an Islamophobe. Whatever websites you took this from, I will name the websites and the books. You know, people who have selectively taken quotes from chronicles written during the Middle Ages to inflate the warlike impression of the rulers they wanted to praise, and even them you want to quote selectively. So Taimur wreaked more damage against Muslims than any other group of people on the planet. So how good a Muslim was he? Yes. So that's my response to Taimur.
So let me say something. Yeah, your reasoning, fair enough. He killed fellow Muslims. I never did. I never said he
No,
did.
he killed everyone.
All right, he killed everyone, but
Everyone,
but,
yeah.
But there's a basic kind of foundation I wanted to build today, because you said last week not 100,000. So we have established there was 100,000 and a Muslim massacred 100,000 Indians.
No, we haven't
We've
established
established that.
that.
'Cause
No.
You said he's Muslim, even
No.
though a new convert.
No,
So if someone converted today.
do you believe that quote then? Do you actually believe that
What
quote?
do you want me to do? You're telling me to bring quotes
Yeah.
and references. I'm giving you the references
No,
of the
no,
name.
no.
but you will not believe them.
what historical?
What do I need to do? Go back in the past and literally witness it myself, come back and then give you first-hand
Very
experience.
good point. Okay.
Where do you draw the
what I
line?
mean by references is, if you believe this, do you believe it?
I'm going to email you all this,
Okay.
and we'll have
I don't-
another discussion with the references.
I have a library of 4,000 books,
Yeah,
mostly
good.
on
So
history.
we can sit down,
mostly
we
on
can bring the
history.
books.
Mostly on history. So these emails.
And maybe your books are biased.
No.
Ah,
But because
What are
most of my
hypocrisy?
books
So
are
your
written by
books-
Western scholars.
All right,
They're
let's-
not. They have no agenda to
all
praise
right,
Islam.
we'll go to Western scholars then. You established that Western scholars
Okay. So
might
you want to
not-
abandon that claim now?
No, I'm not going to ban it because I've established it already.
Okay, no, so let's talk.
All
Can
right,
we
so
finish that first?
you're talking about Western.
Can we finish that first?
Can I talk, because you've spoken quite a lot?
Okay.
Yeah. You're now saying that Western scholars. Do
Yeah.
you use Western scholars from the 19th, 20th century?
It depends who.
Yep, it doesn't matter. But
Are you
do
quoting from Eliot and Dawson?
Do you?
Are you going to quote?
So this particular reference, he won't accept. Right, I'm going to go through. Do you know a guy called Irfan Hassan?
Irfan Hussain.
Yeah, Irfan Hassan.
He's not a Western scholar. That's a Muslim name.
I'm going to start with a Muslim first then.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done an article, The Demons from the Past. Yeah, now
Who is he? Is he a Muslim?
Well, from the name, he sounds like he may be an
No, there are
undercover-
names. Majid
undercover
Nawaz.
Islamophobe. I
Majid
don't know,
Nawaz
but-
claims to. Salman Rushdie is a Muslim name.
I can only go by his name. So
Yeah.
let me read what he said.
No, listen. Someone who has a Muslim name doesn't necessarily mean he's a Muslim.
You know, I'm going to say something. Yeah,
No,
I'm so
can you-
disappointed because
Raj, can you bring out academic
Can I
sources?
say something?
Academic sources.
How do you determine who's an academic?
People who are.
Do you determine it? Are you God?
No, I'll tell you.
Do you pass a degree for the person?
No, I'll tell you
Do
who-
I need to bring him here and for you to speak to him, for you to judge if he's academic?
Can I tell you who is an academic?
I know, but your reasoning is completely flawed.
Have you been to university, Raj?
I'm sorry, Adnan, you're disappointing me
Raj,
because I
have
thought
you
you
been
was
to
more
a
of a
uni-
powerhouse, yeah? And you are belittling yourself and putting yourself down.
But Raj, have you
Yeah,
been to
you need
university?
I've got a degree in engineering.
Okay. So
So-
you know what academics are, right?
Of course I know
Who are
what
they? Okay,
academics
can you tell us who they
Come
are?
on, dude.
Who are
I'm
they?
not going to play the game. Let's carry on.
Who are they?
So Irfan
Raj,
Hussain, yeah?
Did
Yeah?
you when you studied
one
engineering?
one
Did
historical event
you
you
read
can
the
judge
books
in
of?
the context
Did you
of the
read the
time?
books of a medical doctor on engineering? Did you?
Is you last week
Yeah.
said there was no Indian Holocaust, that not even 100,000.
I didn't even use these words. I didn't even use these words. What did I say? What did I actually say?
I said this is exact. I'm going to say exactly what I said. I said, did 300 million people die over 400 years? You said no. I said,
And I said that's impossible.
That's impossible.
Yes.
What about 150 million? He said that's impossible.
Yes.
And then you said not even 100,000.
During the Mughal period, yes.
You didn't say that. I've got.
More than 100,000 people. What is your point?
My point is your Holocaust denial of the Indian genocide.
There was no genocide in India
There is
during
an
the Mughal
Indian
period.
genocide that you are denying. Which
Who was the genocide against?
against everybody that was an infidel.
Right, who, for example?
Me, the Sikhs, the Hindus, your forefathers.
Okay,
probably.
where was the Sikh
Maybe
where
we could've
was
gone
the
back
Sikh
from
genocide?
Pakistan.
Where was the Sikh
We're not talking
genocide?
about the Sikh genocide. I said to you before, it's the
Okay,
Hindu
define
genocide.
genocide. What is genocide?
It's on a whole population
Yeah.
of people
Because of their religion
because of their
or-
religion or
yeah,
faith.
very good.
Is targeted
Very good.
and eliminated.
So all Sikhs were being killed during the Mughal. No. Stick to the topic now. All Sikhs were being killed by the Mughals
You're
during
going back to
the
Sikhs.
Mughal
You're trying to
period.
be
No.
clever.
You're
I said
making clever.
Hindus.
I'm clever. I'm trying to
I
be
said
clever.
Hindus.
You're
We
throwing
had a
things at me
remit.
and you don't want responses.
Sikhs were not around in the
So,
16th
okay.
century.
Okay,
I
wait.
said between the
Wait.
I said
Okay.
between the 10th and the 15th.
Let's stick to the Sikh.
Sikhism is
That's
not
where we
here.
started the discussion.
Yeah,
Sikhs,
alright, we had
because
a
you keep
remit
crying
before,
about the number,
but he's trying
and
to-
we were
what he's
talking
trying
about
to do,
Mughals.
guys, he's trying to
Listen,
get me
he wants to
emotionally
stick to the
involved
numbers,
by bringing
and then he
the
wants to
Sikhs
jump
in,
around everywhere.
Even though we had a remit saying only from the 10th to the 15th, and there was no Sikhism, because Sikhism was born in the 15th century. So let's not be disingenuous, or are you lying? I don't know which one it is yet.
Okay,
So
Raj,
let's-
I'm going to ignore all of that. I'm going to stick to the claim. You made a claim there was a genocide of the infidels during the Mughal period. And then I challenged you. I asked you where. You said Sikhs and Hindus. Where? And I asked you to define the genocide. You said people who were being killed because of their religion.
But the thing is,
so you now have to explain
Hold on.
where the Sikhs were being indiscriminately being
Hold on.
they were being killed
Hold on.
in India by the
Alright,
Mughals.
alright.
Yeah.
This is the
Go
problem,
on.
yeah. The conversation.
You're gonna
this
now
conversation,
historically.
yeah, I'm gonna walk up and walk away. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you are not.
No,
allowing,
Raj, you don't
are
want to
not-
talk
hold on,
about
hold on.
this.
You are not allowing me
You
to
don't
use
want
my
to talk
own
about this.
reference. When you're saying they're disingenuous or Islamophobic, whereas you can use your own references and they are okay. I cannot have a conversation with you like that. How can I debate
you-
you if you're not accepting my facts?
Raj, you just
Just
claimed
what-
there was
even
a
when-
genocide of the
Hold on,
infidels
before we
during the
can
Mughal
carry-
period.
Before we can even carry on,
Raj,
I need to
I'm really
understand that you
disappointed.
are gonna dude. Yeah, you're disappointed. Yeah.
Why can't we talk? Why can't we talk?
I can't talk to someone who's so unreasonable. You have to make
How am I
logical sense.
unreasonable, Raj?
You are not accepting you're not accepting my references. Every single one.
No, if
even
you-
your own references.
If you're
to
going to bring
Muslims.
Salman Rushdie, if
even-
you're going to bring
Hold on.
Robert Spencer, Tommy Robinson as a reference,
Oh
I'm going
my
to throw
God.
it at you.
What-
I'm going to throw it back
what a
at
straw
you. I'm
man
gonna say,
argument.
no,
Oh my
exactly.
God, straw
So
man
qualify your
argument.
references.
Oh, dude.
Qualify your
All right,
references.
let's go.
Okay,
Can
don't
I
bring
talk-
some Tom, Dick, and
Can I
Harry
have 5 minutes?
as a
Can I have
historian.
2 minutes to talk? All right. So
Okay,
let's get references.
so can we go back to the
Can I
question of
talk-
genocide?
Can I talk to prove the genocide from your own sources?
Okay,
Yeah?
genocide of the Sikhs.
In the contemporary
genocide
record,
of the
yeah,
Sikhs.
the Hindus, because I said Hindus, and Sikhs
And you
as well
didn't say
later.
Sikhs. Okay.
Later.
So I wanna talk about
you're
Sikhs
trying to
first.
do a red herring.
Let's
I know what you're doing. Let's not talk
Can
about
we
the
not
Sikhs.
talk about Sikhs?
No, I said to you before. What did we agree?
You are a Sikh
What did
who
we
came
agree?
prepared with
What
paperwork,
did we
and you
agree?
can't tell me where the genocide is.
So when I come with paperwork, and last week I had no paperwork, you said, why did you come with no paperwork? What do you want me to do? When I come with the paperwork, you're
let's
upset.
talk about Hindus.
When I don't, you're
Let's
upset.
talk about Hindus. Where was the genocide
The Hindus
during the
All right,
Mughal period?
I'm going to give now. I want to ask you: do you know who? Sorry, in the contemporary record, Taj ul Ma'asid is a contemporary record, yeah, from a guy called Tab al-Din Abak. He was a Turkish Afghan origin between the 1194
You're
to
talking about
1210.
Taj al-Ma'asir?
Yeah,
and
I'll butcher the Arabic
Qutbuddin
language.
Aibak,
Yeah.
yeah, Qutbuddin
Do you
Aibak.
agree he's a Muslim?
When did he govern? Do you know? I know.
Just
I know.
the foundation. Is he a Muslim?
Yes.
Yeah. So he did conquer India. Do you agree with that?
No.
So what did he do? Did he go there and pick flowers?
You don't know what you're talking about, are you?
So let me read what
Okay.
your sources
Wait,
said.
wait.
Yeah?
Raj, when you want to
You're-
talk to me about history, you better know what you're talking
my
about.
God, I've
Who
got
is
the reference.
Qutbuddin Aibak? How long did he govern? Where did he govern? And who was he? Can you tell me? Wait. You're using claims against me. You
I'm
don't
gonna,
know who the these
I'm
people
gonna
are.
read.
Who are they?
I'm gonna read your own sources. Yeah, this is from the contemporary.
Can you be quiet?
This is from a record. Yeah, that was written down.
We're
Yeah,
having
in
a very
the
decent
Taj, in the
discussion.
Taj
It's a
Al
civil
Masood
discussion.
by
Raj is okay.
by-
I'm fine.
by-
There are no punches. There are no
by
pushing.
Hassan
There's no
Nizam.
physical-
Can I spill? Please let me talk here. Let's
Raj,
be respectful.
Raj,
You're
who's-
not letting me talk.
Who's Qutbuddin Aibak?
Dude,
How long did he
dude,
govern?
dude,
He only governed 4 years. How can he conquer?
You're not letting me talk.
He only governed 4 years.
You're not. It doesn't matter. Someone could do. Hitler only governed for 10.
Yeah,
What did he do?
10 years is long enough to
Oh
destroy
my God,
people.
You're really clutching at straws here. Now let me just read what I said. Yeah, the guy called Hassan. You could look it up. Nizam Nashipuri. Yeah, I butcher Arabic. I'm sorry. Yeah, in the book Taj Al Masood. It's a contemporary record. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I read
This-
it? Can I
no,
read the name?
I will read it. Why do you need?
But you're not reading it
It
correctly.
doesn't matter. I'll butcher it.
But I need to know what you're
I
quoting.
love butchering Arabic language. It's my favorite thing.
I need to-
I think internally I can't say it because
Raj,
dislike
I need to
certain
know what
people
you're quoting.
from that particular. I can't say Wizar Khan. I always say,
If you say Harry Potter
Hold on.
and then you want to quote
Hold on,
from it,
hold on,
hello.
can I
I need to know what you're quoting.
Afghan origin.
Can I see
and
the name?
First Sultan.
Can I
you're
read
not
the
gonna
name of
believe
the
it
source?
anyway.
Oh my
Let me
God.
say it first. Of Delhi, yeah. 1194 to 1210 conquered Mirat, yeah.
Who conquered?
He demolished.
Who?
Oh my God, Kutab ul Din Apak. Do you want me to butcher it again?
No, it's Qutbuddin.
Do you enjoy-
Yeah.
do you enjoy me butchering
Yeah.
Arabic language?
From what period? From what period?
From 1194 to 1210, yeah?
Right.
He said conquered Mirat. He demolished all the Hindu temples of the city and
Okay.
erected mosques on their sites.
Okay.
In the city of Aligarh, yeah, he converted Hindu inhabitants to Islam by the sword and beheaded all those who adhered to their own religion.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
So what's the source? What's the source?
You know,
Source.
I'm
the
going to
name-
send you an
the name-
email of
Okay.
the sources.
Okay.
yeah?
Wait.
I've got it on I've got it on
Taj al-Ma'asir by Hassan Nizami. It is stated. Where's the? How do you know the quote is actually from there? How do you know
I'll have
actually
to
the
buy
quote is from
book.
there?
I'll have to
Yeah.
probably talk.
published by
I will put-
someone
what's the
someone
time
published by
frame?
university.
What time frame?
Someone published
What
by
time frame?
university.
What time frame?
What?
When,
What do you mean?
when does a book have to be published?
What do you mean?
Book, for it to be valid, when does it have to be published? From 1990 to 2017?
In the 20th century.
All right, so let's do
by,
it. You heard it?
By
I'm going
by.
to search the whole internet. I've got no life, so all I do
Okay.
is just troll.
Okay. Let's
annoying
let's
people.
okay.
realised that.
Can I finish my point now? Yeah. So with regards to this quote, mass murder of Hindus, because what historians have pointed out, is the fact that Hindus, Muslims, Jats, Marathas, every single one of them, when they were fighting wars, they were killing each other. Okay, in the process of these wars, they killed innocent people as well.
Oh, so we've got there then.
And
Oh,
Sikhs,
good.
and Sikhs,
Good.
and
Oh,
Sikhs.
4
Wait,
hours.
calm down,
Right, he's the
calm down.
innocent
And
people.
the Sikh gurus,
Right, so you
and the
accept
Sikh
that. You
gurus.
accept that.
Wait, and the Sikh gurus.
You just said it.
Raj,
Innocent-
hello.
No, it's very
Calm
important.
down.
You don't- you
Raj,
don't-
Raj, let me finish. Let me finish. Calm down.
You don't understand.
Guru,
You don't understand.
calm down.
know.
Calm
You
down.
don't
Calm
understand.
down. Calm down. Calm down. Guru Tegh Bahadur.
You got it.
Guru Tegh Bahadur,
Got
the
it.
ninth Guru of the Sikhs,
Yes.
he fought the Mughals and he killed people, right? Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, fought the Mughals at times and allied with the Mughals at other times, okay? Also killed people. Banda Singh Bahadur, another Sikh warrior in the 18th century, committed mass atrocities against the Muslim population of the Punjab, okay? This was happening in wars, okay? So no one is immune
right,
from killing people in wars. Now let me finish my point. I'm finishing right now. So when you come here and say Muslim killers, Muslim murderers, okay, be prepared to stand by your own history as well. Okay, wait. Now, having said that, the issue of mass conversion, that notion has been challenged by modern historians. In fact, the majority of Raj, listen to this, Raj. This is for you. Modern historians are of the view the majority of the conversions to Islam that took place in India were due to the Sufi preaching of Sufi preachers going around. For example, where did the mass conversion happen? In Bengal and in the Punjab. Okay, there was no other mass conversion in India during the Middle Ages. Okay, let me explain again. The Bengal region and the Punjab region. In the Bengal region, it was the Sufi preaching. Okay, Shah Jalal, people like Shah Jalal. In the Punjab, there were Chishti preachers. For example, people like Fariduddin Ganchakkar and others. They preached to people, and hundreds of thousands of people. You're not listening, are you, Raj? You're not listening, are you? Yeah. So Sikh religion itself is actually an outcome of Sufi adventurous, how can I put it?
Can you say it again?
Sikh religion is an outcome of Sufi thinking. Okay, Guru Nanak Ji was Sufi slash revolutionary slash social activist. Okay, he was a mystic. Guru Nanak Ji was a mystic. Okay, if he saw Raj today, if Guru Nanak Ji was brought back today and he saw Raj today, he would not recognize Raj because he himself was not a Sikh. Guru Nanak was not Sikh as Raj is a Sikh today. Sikhism, as you see it today, is the doing of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Guru. Okay, Guru Nanak Ji had nothing to do with what Sikhs believe in today or what they do today as their religion or as their because these 5 things the Sikhs
can we wrap up?
okay, so yeah, we can of course we can.
All right.
So my point is, all these claims about mass murder, mass conversion, or mass genocide or whatever, these have been thoroughly, successfully challenged by modern historians. Some of the names were given. I will give them again. Names such as Richards, okay, Richard Eaton, okay, then F.F. Richard. Then we have people like Sunil Kumar, a historian on the Delhi Sultanate, a Hindu. I don't know if he's a Hindu or an atheist, but he is teaching at the Delhi University currently. There are people like Mujumdar. There are people like, for example, Irfan Habib or Muhammad Habib. These are modern historians who have written extensively on the history of medieval India, and they have directly, successfully challenged all these notions to be found in the British colonial historical narrative.
Let's wrap up, yeah? So,
You're welcome.
Can I just say something? Although I'm wearing a turban, I only wore the turban today because of the remarks on there about ragheads and stuff. I want to come back and say, look.
And we apologise.
I don't know, the Prophet Muhammad wore a turban and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes,
And so
you're
that's
right.
the reason I don't want to be representing Sikhs. So any Sikhs going in, I'm not representing you. I'm an individual. I'm not a monolith. Yeah, I'm here as an individual. He's bringing up certain aspects about Sikhism, and I'm not going to rebut them today because I'm not qualified to do it. So I hope that somebody from Basics or Sikhi or one of those guys will come down and I'll have a discussion about that. My discussion
very welcome.
My discussion will be nothing to do with theology, but more about historical aspects, which is what I would prefer to discuss. The other thing is that hopefully we can sit down and have like a better dialogue, yeah, and have a real in-depth discussion over a period of time, not just in one go.
Definitely.
We can, instead of trying to establish what is the difference between us, maybe try and establish what is similar between us.
But do you accept the fact that, Raj, I'm not being arrogant here,
Yeah.
but my field is history. I'm by profession a historian, a student of history. I would like to call myself a student of history. Okay, your field is engineering. So when it comes to history, because I'm speaking publicly now. Thousands of people are watching these videos out there. They can come back and call me a liar if I lie on history. But the references and the historians I'm quoting are not non-existent.
So
They exist.
Let me just say.
Yeah.
I think I'm intelligent enough to read a book and look through sources,
Yeah.
and to be able to interpret what is written and kind of get my own view on it, and not to be dictated by anybody else. So I can say my facts and I can also give references. Yeah, and the thing is, I think it's difficult. We can't have a conversation if you're always saying that my references are not valid, but yours are. Yeah, the debate becomes nowhere, and we can't do that. Next time we can't do that. We have to establish grand rules that establish what references that can be accepted. It can't be just your sources and mine not, and you keep shutting me down. The other thing is that, look, I don't hate anybody because I know everyone's calling me hate preacher.
Look,
I want to be able to talk to you guys, yeah,
with references and numbers. I want to, again, this is because it's education. I really want to make this point very quickly. I'll give you an example. Crusades, during the Crusades, when the Crusaders took Jerusalem, they killed the population. Yeah. Okay, this is testified to by all the sources. Armenian sources, Jewish sources, Greek sources, and the Muslim sources. Ibn al-Athir, one of the Muslim historians, he stated that 70,000 Muslims were killed in Jerusalem. And we know for a fact that the population of Jerusalem was not 70,000 at the time. It is impossible for 70,000 people to be killed. Now, this is the point he was making against the Christians, the Crusaders. To make them look bad, he gave a high number, okay? But we don't believe that number because it is not sustainable. So this is what I mean about academia. Academics come forward and they challenge in the light of archaeology, in the light of local narratives, in the light of what people ate at the time, what they wore, how big the walls were, how big the houses were. Depending on all these sources put together, they come up with the solution that even the population of Jerusalem was not 70,000 at the time. So when people make claims, 100,000 were killed, a million were killed, or 2 million were killed.
And let me say something.
Yeah.
I agree. Some of the worst atrocities ever, even about, I think Christians have taken it even to another level sometimes when I read stuff.
Yeah.
And they have committed some of the worst atrocities. The difference is, most of the Christian countries have accepted that and have said, look, we done bad and moved on. What I find with the Muslim community is that nothing happened. And I can't.
There's a denial. There's a denial.
I'll call it a Holocaust denial of India.
Of what?
I'll call you a Holocaust denial of India.
But no,
and I will stick to it. I said it to you. Even though I like
Raj,
you,
there was. I'm saying there was no Holocaust or genocide because
I read your facts. I've read your references from your own people saying they slaughtered 100,000 in one day, and last week you said they didn't even slaughter that in 400 years.
Okay,
so
I'm telling you when 100,000 were killed. I'm telling you in the Battle of Panipat when 100,000 Marathas were killed. I'm telling you, I'm helping you. But when you say these people, the Muslim armies were going into villages, killing, raping, pillaging, non-existent, I'm absolutely categorically denying it.
But how can
you will not find a historian, a modern historian who has written post 1950s who will stand by that claim.
The problem is this year, I understand about the Christian
wars.
Hold on, but it did not affect my people.
But people die in wars.
I know, but my point is, my ancestors were affected, so it directly affects me.
In what sense?
I don't really care what happened in Christians.
But Raj, were the Sikhs fighting?
Century.
Were the Sikhs fighting the Mughals?
I'm not going to go into all of this stuff because all you
Were the Gurus fighting the Mughals?
Let's just leave.
No,
of
Raj,
course we will always
let's say I'm a king. I have a state of 100 people. Among those 100 people 10 are Sikhs. Let's say I'm a king. I want to maintain order in my state, right? The 10 out of the 10, 2 rise and they say we want to fight this king. We're going to destroy this king, and they go and start killing others as well. Let's assume I'm giving a scenario. Now I as a king, I have to maintain order. Okay. By the way, what the Sikhs accuse Aurangzeb of is
the evilest man in history.
Wait. Aurangzeb, when the Guru's children were killed, Guru Gobind Singh's 2 sons, when they were killed, okay, or when the Guru himself was killed, or when other atrocities or battles were taking place, Aurangzeb was in the south. He was in south of India, thousands of miles away. He had no idea what was happening in the Punjab or what was happening in the north. So again, these things need to be known. They need to be known.
No. But we need to talk this on another day where we have like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
There's no way to talk about this and do us justice.
I was finishing my point about this.
I recommended you a book. Did you read it? Because if you're going to be fair, you have to look at the other side of the story, Raj.
يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي